Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah. I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
Hello out there, great lands of lands. Welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We are live Wednesday night, September 13th, discuss the fourth episode of Ahsoka, the Star Wars TV series on Disney+. So as always, I have my amazing cohort over here, Mr. Andres, the pop culture guy. How we doing, Andres?
Really good. Before I was cut off, I was going to say I saw Barbie. And it was awesome.
Pardon me while I go throw up. Sorry. Oh my God. Yes, there was good parts to it, but majority of it just was awful. But anyways, yes, that's cool that you saw Barbie. That's awesome, Andres. I actually this past weekend I saw The Nun 2 and The Haunted Mansion, which The Haunted Mansion, kid you not, is the best Disney production they put out in the last 3 years. Hands down. It was actually entertaining. I was really surprised. So, yeah, if you haven't seen Haunted Mansion, people, go out and check Haunted Mansion. It is worth the watch. Coming to Disney Plus October 6th, I believe. October 6th or 7th. One of those. But anyways, so we're here to talk about Star Wars Ahsoka, Episode 4, which happens to be titled Fallen Jedi. Directed by Peter Ramsey, who has directed a few of the other Star Wars series. He's directed, I believe, a couple episodes of The Mandalorian. I think he even directed an episode of the Book of Boba Fett as well. But this episode here, I gotta say, I think it was my favorite so far of the 5 episodes that are out so far. I was actually really impressed with it. And it was nice to see like nothing pretty much nonstop action through this whole episode. So I was really impressed with it. I think, like I said, I think this is the best one I've seen out of the 4 we've watched so far. Hey JB, how we doing out there in the comment section there? Stopping in to scream hey. Ahsoka is kicking ass. Love it. Awesome. That's great, JB. Great to have you in the comments section. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while, so hope you're doing well. You're rocking it. All right. So we will be having 2 other panelists with us here shortly. Of course, my other co-host, Mr. Jeff S. TrueKnowledge himself. And then, of course, we will have, once again, joining us, it's been a while, Mr. Joey Trent from the J podcast. We haven't seen in a while, so he'll be joining us here shortly, too. So, anyway, just off the bat, Andres, what did you just briefly? What were your thoughts going into this episode? Did you have any foreshadowing? Was there anything that you were thinking that was going to happen? What were your thoughts going into this?
I didn't really have any thoughts. I just thought that, okay, the fact that we're already in the planet, I can either go either way, that maybe the heroes can stop the villains from, hyper jump to where the, Emperor Thrawn is going to be. But no, I was kind of surprised that the villains are like 2 steps ahead of our heroes still. And they actually went to hyperdrive, which was very cool towards the end of the episode, which I love. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually liked this episode. I thought it was better than episode 3. I think this had a lot of action. The performances was great. It was great to see Ray Stevens in a lightsaber battle. So that was worth like the enjoyment of this episode. So overall, I really like it. It was top notch. Pace was good. I have no problem with that. Well, except with one thing, with a character, but we'll get into that soon.
Excellent. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, going into this episode, I myself thought it was pretty decent. And so far, the first 3 episodes weren't too bad. I enjoyed all 3 of them. I thought one was better than the other, of course. But this one just blew me away because it got right into the story. It left straight off where we left off in the last episode. And, pretty much I thought that, overall it was just going to be, it was going to be, same as the other three. I thought it was going to be about equal, but this one blew me away. I was really surprised by it. So I was really impressed. So basically the episode, like I said, starts off right where we ended last episode. They're stuck on that planet, fixing their ship. And basically, while they're there trying to fix the ship, they're, both Ren and the robot, which I always forget his name. I can't never because it's some weird ass name.
Yeah. I call him Mr. H.
Mr. H. We'll call him Mr. H. Okay. The android Mr. H and of course Sabine. Basically are working together to try to fix the ship. And they're kind of slowly getting progress done. While they're doing that, Ahsoka pops up and they talk briefly, about, that, they're going to have to do what they need to do, if it gets to a certain point, to be able to stop them from getting to Thrawn. And, basically Ahsoka asks, Sabine, if you're going to be able to, do that, handle that. And, Sabine's kind of like, I'll be able to do that. And Ahsoka's kind of like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I'm sure. And, you kind of, the kind of vibe you get from it, it's kind of like, are you sure, Sabine? Are you really sure? Type of deal. And so basically, it, we kind of get that little bit of info going in there about, what they really need to do, that, sometimes you're going to have to do, in order to do the right thing, you're going to have to do the unthinkable. And, if we do have to do that, then we're not going to be able to get to, Bridger and save him, because, fortunately we're going to have to destroy that orb.
Yeah.
So basically after that, we kind of get a brief kind of a little bit more between them. Sabine puts on her Mandalorian armor and they basically kind of, kind of have more of a conversation. Mr. H ends up going outside to work on the ship. He's out there. They're all out there, and then they kind of Sabine and Ahsoka kind of go their own way while he's still out there. Ahsoka says to Mr. H, watch your back as he's working on it. And as it pans away, it goes into the forest, and we see a couple of robotic arms hanging out there. So, it's, kind of, kind of mysterious. Hey there, J Ren. How we doing, brother?
Good. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. Welcome. Glad to have you on, sir.
Thank you. I was just cleaning while you were talking. I was just cleaning my teeth. Sorry about that. That's all.
Hey, you're giving the people a nice little sideshow for us. That's the extra perk they get if they sign up for our membership or something.
Yeah, it's like what happens in the background.
Yep. watch him floss.
Backstage passes.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, since you have come in, before we talk any more about the episode, how have you been liking this series so far? We are talking about episode 4. We're not current, so we are an episode behind.
Okay.
But what are your thoughts on the first 4 episodes?
Oh man, I love it. I'm a big fan of everything that they've done so far. Do you know how many episodes they're going up to, out of curiosity? Because I really don't know.
8.
Is it 8? I feel like they could do 10 for sure.
They could do. Yeah, I'm sure they could.
I mean, there's just so much story that like they could build up to even like a second season, especially because like we know Thrawn is going to come out.
Yep.
But we haven't even got to that step yet, and we're already, we're 5. We're talking about 4, but we're 5 episodes in. So like, there's so much story they could do. I love 100%. It. I like it so far.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, from that love the Clone Wars. They've been wanting a live action version of the Clone Wars. So I think I feel there's a lot of people that are enjoying it, and then there's a lot of some that are saying it's horrible. It's kind of mix and match. But at the same time, I think that from my perspective, not seeing the Clone Wars, I'm impressed by it. I'm impressed by all what they're doing with it, and kind of it's nice to kind of get a little bit more of a story of who Ahsoka is and stuff like that. So that's been enjoyable there. Talking about the first 3 episodes, out of those 3, which one would be your favorite of the first 3 episodes?
Out of the first 3, okay, so the first one is where we did we get a lightsaber fight in the first one? We did, right? Like at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then the second one, what did we get on the second one?
It was the Imperial, it was where Han Solo's planet was in the Solo film, and Ahsoka and the general were investigating this drive that Morgan Elizabeth was building for the hyperdrive.
Okay, that's right. And then in the third one, that's when we had the fly where they were in space.
Yeah.
We had the starship, I guess, fight scenes.
Yep.
So the second episode is where she has a lightsaber fight with Marek, right? Marek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess out of those, I'm all, when it comes to Star Wars, if there is a lightsaber fight, it's typically where my favorite scene is at, and I like to grade all the fights, all the lightsaber fights from episode 1 all the way up until episode 6, and then the shows. So if I'm gonna base anything of what I like it where there's lightsaber fights. It'd be the second one.
Nice. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I agreed. I thought that was that final lightsaber battle was awesome. I loved it. I thought it was great. Especially her dueling the 2 lightsabers. I thought that was just super cool. Because definitely that's a character. Ahsoka is definitely a character that I myself personally have always wanted to see in live action form, especially because just everything I've heard about her. And I'm not super familiar with her. I know about her, but at the same time, I haven't seen her or anything. I haven't even seen the cartoons or anything like that. So I was interested in seeing her in just to see that character at all. And what they have produced so far, I thought it's been really fantastic done. So I'm really impressed.
Can I say something about Ahsoka? Maybe you guys already said it already, and I don't know. But Ahsoka, her character is really low key a badass character. She's an OP character. She really is. So if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, she's actually fought against Darth Maul. She's also fought against Darth Vader, and she's handled her own in both those fights. She actually beat Darth Maul. And if you like Darth Maul and you think he was a good saberist, that says a lot about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Most definitely. 100%.
So there you go.
Yeah. Awesome. So, like I said, we're on episode 4, Fallen Jedi. We were basically, I was explaining how the beginning of the episode went. They're stuck on the planet. They're trying to fix the ship. Sabine and Ahsoka kind of have a conversation of what they need to do in case it comes to a point that they have to destroy the orb, meaning that they won't be able to find their friend. Basically, then we were getting to when the droid, Ahsoka's droid, is outside trying to fix the plane, and we see the off in the far distance, we see somebody's watching. It goes back in. Sabine and Ahsoka have another conversation after she has put on her Mandalorian armor. And basically that's when they start. Apparently, you can tell Ahsoka is feeling something in the Force, that something's going on. And that's when we kind of get a drift of that they have located them, basically. And that they're going to send some troops on their way to kill them.
Yeah.
So basically, we're talking about I was mentioning that section, so we'll talk a little bit about that. I just was trying to get what was everyone's thoughts on that section of the episode. What did you think about the conversations that Ahsoka and Sabine had? What do you think of Sabine putting on the Mandalorian armor? What were your thoughts on the droid? And what did you think about kind of just how that beginning started? Do you think it's a good start? Do you think it was boring? Just overall, your thoughts on that little beginning section of the film. Starting with you, Andreas.
Cool. Yeah, I think this scene was important because of what's going to happen later in this episode. I think it sets up, I think, the conflict that Sabine is going to face. Like, I think I can see where her arc is going to go throughout the series. She probably is going to choose, is she a Jedi or is she a Mandalorian? Like, I think she will probably choose the latter and not a Jedi because she probably will realize that this is not for her. Especially with the conversation with Ahsoka, she say, "Look, are you good for this?" As Cyber brought up earlier before, our friend here came in, we were discussing that, and I feel like she's not ready, and you can see that, like she's good at fighting, but in terms of emotion, she's not really. There's a lot of personal stakes in this mission, and I feel like that's compromising her like mind and guide, her whole attitude towards this mission. So I think this scene was very important to like understand the conflict and everything what Sabine is going through, and same thing with Ahsoka, she's trying to not control Sabine, like trying to guide her, as a master. But it's like how much you can guide her. You have to allow her to learn these mistakes. Like as a Jedi or person. So I think the scene was very good, and I think it's very important. So that's all I have to say. And great. And Mr. H has great comedy bits, which I love.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. J Ren, same question, sir.
I'm not really like looking too much into like what she decides to wear. That's just her character from the Clone Wars. If you watch the Clone Wars, you have some history on it. That's just her character, I think. She's an annoying character, as you could tell. She makes crazy decisions that you're just like, why? Like, why would this be a character you would trust or even want to be on there? They're just the ones that you want to like strangle. Like every decision they make, they're like, oh, you go back to where she don't take the sphere. She takes the sphere,
Oh
and then she makes another decision later on in the episode that I guess we'll get to. But, I'm I like the dynamic. I can see what they're doing, like the master and the apprentice that's going on. That scene is okay. It's just build up. It's just a homage to the Clone Wars, the cartoon series. So it didn't really, I didn't see anything to like dig deeper other than that, in my opinion.
Excellent. Thank you. Just want to shout out Booth and Chill himself, Mr. Raymond. Shout out to Raymond. Yes, Ahsoka is hot. I mean, you mean the episode 4 was hot. Oh, okay. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Very good, Raymond. Very good. Totally agree, sir.
Thank God Jeff is in here, else he would be like, oh yeah. I could just imagine some of the stuff he would already be saying.
I know. I'm missing it.
No,
where is Jeff? Jeff, where are you, sir?
Where is Jeff?
Did you get your ice? Did you get your ice?
The massage parlor people had taken him to have more massage.
Oh, maybe he needs it. He needs it. All right, great guys. Thank you. J Rent, since you've seen the Clone Wars, sir, could you fill in people a little bit? Maybe is there anything about the first 3 episodes that are closely related to the actual Clone Wars themselves? Is there anything that they're have missed in these episodes, maybe about Ahsoka or Sabine or anything like that? How closely do you feel they've gotten to it?
Well, they've taken a lot of characters from the Clone Wars. So like the general, the android that looks like R2-D2, that's named Chopper. Yep. He's in the Clone Wars. The other android that goes along with Ahsoka is I think a Jedi training android. He was in the Clone Wars. So a lot of these characters are from the Clone Wars, but they don't take part the last time you hear anything with the Clone Wars is before, episode 3 with Luke Skywalker. So everything that's happening now is happening after that. So these characters are older. I just see the same characters, some of the same characters, portraying a new part of that. It's like a new story almost carrying over from that. They're just older. It's this whole new thing, really.
Nice. Excellent. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. So moving on. So basically, like I said, after Ahsoka feels like there's a disturbance of the Force, that's when forces of skulls show up, and they basically have our first kind of like lightsaber battle, which kicked ass. I mean, it was a fantastic battle. I mean, Ahsoka took out her guy, which was awesome. When she sliced him, I was just like, holy crap. And they just kind of battle out and they work together and they stop the guys, and then they realize what's happening and they're like, well, we need to get to the base and stop it, basically. So they start running through the forest to get to the place so that they can't locate Thrawn. And so that's when, as they're running through the forest, that's when they're intercepted by Hattie and Marok. And of course, Marok, as we saw in the battle in episode 2 on the planet where Han Solo's from. And we also saw we've seen Hattie quite a bit throughout the last 3 episodes as well, the Princess of Skull. And I mean, she's pretty good at a lightsaber. You could definitely tell she's still learning quite a bit, but she's still pretty badass with that lightsaber. And so basically then we have a great duel between them two. They're fighting, Sabine is fighting Hattie, and Marok and Ahsoka are fighting each other. And basically we get to the point where Ahsoka kills Marok, which, like I said, that was just badass. I mean, how she took him out was so cool. And I like how he dies too was like, you're just kind of like, what the hell? That was awesome. Like, I've never seen a bad guy burst into flames and basically die like that. I was like, what? And so Marok gets killed, and Hattie notices that Ahsoka has defeated Marok, and as her and Sabine are still fighting, Sabine, yells to Ahsoka, is like, go, I got this. And so Sabine and Maddie or Hattie still fighting each other. They basically battled out a little bit, and Sabine ends up using a little bit of her Mandalorian knowledge to battle Sabine, or just the battle Hattie. And as they're doing that, basically that's when Ahsoka gets to the command center. But before that, we actually have a little scene where Skull and Morgan are talking, and she basically saying, I'm going to go get the ship ready. We basically have the coordinates. Let us know when we have the full coordinates, and then we'll beam you up to the Scion, so that we can, the Aya Scion, to be able to go find Thrawn. And so and then we go back, and that's when Ahsoka ends up popping up and starts to talk to the Skull. But before we get into that, let's talk about those epic battle scenes. So what were you guys' thoughts on those battle scenes? Did you like them? Did you think they were great? Did you think the choreography was good? How did you think they played out? All the juicy gossip, guys, that you got there of these scenes here. Starting with you, J Ren.
Well, they were awesome. So episode 4 was one of the better ones. It's one of the better ones so far, for sure. You have the where he fights Marok, and this is the 3rd time literally that Ahsoka will fight I guess I would say a Dark Jedi or a Sith or whatever you want to call him, dual lightsaber. So she's kind of like an expert when it comes to fighting Sith Lords or Dark Jedis that with dual lightsabers, and she ousts them pretty quick. As you can see, that fight didn't really last that long. It didn't go on for a while. Once he did that the spin on it, that was pretty much game for him, and he didn't know it because once he did that spin, she was already used to that. Like according to like some of like the other episodes where she's fought in, I forgot what they're called. The like the third sisters and the what is it called? The arbiters, or what are they called? Help me, I can't think of it now. You know what I'm talking about, like the ones that they had in Obi-Wan, where they were from the Empire, like the sister. They were called something, like the Grand Arbiter, the Inquisitors. There you go, Inquisitors. So she's used to fighting with Inquisitors, and that's an Inquisitor lightsaber where it spins, and she just ousted him with that real quick, and the fight with Sabine, that was okay. She used the gun. That was her first choice. Obviously, she's a Mandalorian first before Jedi, so she chose with that weapon. And then when she got force pushed, then she came to the lightsaber, and she she had moves. Yeah, she did. And she's like, I think at some point they might show her where she has the force, because like I think they just are hinting towards that, with her trying, and so like she was on the ground, and so she like out of desperation just like put her hand up, and that's when the Dark Jedi, like she kind of like backed up like she was expecting it, and then that's when she realized, she's like, you have no power, and that was kind of like a really cool scene there, when she says that, and then carried on later on when they get to Balin, and that was a good fight scene. So one of the cool things that I've seen is that the fighting style of Ahsoka, she fights like similar to like a samurai, where Balin, his fighting style is similar to a knight. So it's like two different styles. Obviously, you can see that they don't fight the same. He's more like with a heavy sword, so he strikes harder, like heavy hits. And it's very interesting to see those. It was interesting to see those styles clash. It was a good fight scene. She could have beat him. She got distracted. She would have beat him.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely think she would have finished that, most definitely. When we get into that. Andres, same question, sir. What were your thoughts on those epic battle scenes there leading up to Ahsoka meeting Skull?
Sure. First up, let's put out Mr. H. Like, he was a good fighter. Like, see him using his forearms, beating up the android was pretty cool. It was great that he pulled out a circuit in the ship to just notify the heroes that, there was trouble outside. So that was great. So I thought Mr. H was really good in the fight combat. Yeah, the fight sequences and just the overall cinematography of the scene was really awesome. I think this was the best Jedi fight so far for the show. It was really cool to see, like, was it Sabine, like, doing the force thing, but I love the little gag that set up that, when Hades say you don't have the power, but then she didn't realize she has a laser in her hand, and like she shoot her right there. That was funny. That was really cool setup. Yeah, it was so funny. Like, so many people were theorizing that Inquisitor, what was it, Mac or the one that Ahsoka was fighting and killed? Yeah, Marok, right? Like it was so funny. People were theorizing. Me and another host were theorizing it either be Ezra or some other people in the Star Wars universe. He was nothing. He was just a typical Boba Fett.
They fooled us.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a toy figure for the next line for this show, basically. But the death was so, it was so, like, I don't like unexpected. Seeing clouds coming from his chest, like, I don't know, like, it reminded me of like a Ghostbuster scene or something like that, like a ghost coming out from a human's body or something like that. That was like very horror like, which was kind of cool. But yeah, I did like what you say, J Ren, about the different fighting skills from the characters. Like, you're right, Ahsoka did have like a very like samurai kind of fight, which I like, and Haiti had that like knight kind of feel to it. Like that was very neat. It made the scene very unique and punchy. That was something that from our last panel we didn't like the Jedi training because Sabine was she hasn't done the lightsaber thing for a while, so it was refreshing to see like the experienced Jedi fighting each other, you know. So that was really good. But kudos to the cinematographer for this episode. Like I was happy that I actually saw something because this was a dark episode. Like the outside was like the sun. There was no sunlight, so it was very impressive to see like everything going on in this episode. But I think this was a good looking episode for me, and then the forest was like the best one, especially with the lightsabers, matching up. But yeah, so I really enjoyed those sequences. They're the best Jedi fights so far of the show.
Yeah, they were good for sure.
Totally agree. Most definitely. I think that there's some of the best ones, best scenes I've seen in the series so far. I mean, don't get me wrong. The other scenes, the other fight sequences, especially in episode 2, were really done well. But this sequence, it just was so nonstop. It just was so enjoyable to see a lot of great lightsaber action. And I think that the choreography was done really well too. And I think they all worked on it very well. And it flowed. It flowed very well, and which is really fun. And I think that you can always tell when somebody is more comfortable with their lightsaber than another, especially when they're sparring and stuff like that. And you can definitely see that, Ahsoka, she really knows how to use lightsabers, especially when she double wields them. It's really impressive. And I think that's what makes Ahsoka so cool is the fact that she does that.
She has oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I was gonna say she has like her character is very confident. It's like she has one of those like I'm a badass type of personas that you can see that she radiates, and I think that's why I like about her too is that like because her character, because the way she projects herself, it like makes it like, damn, she's a badass. She ain't afraid of shit. Like she's like, okay, come on, let's go. Like you don't see her worried like that she's gonna have to be in some type of battle. You know what I mean? Like she's there and she's just calm and she's like, all right, you want to do this? Let's do it then. And that's what I like about her character as well too.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I definitely agree. Most definitely, that's some good points there. All right, so the droid, who we keep having to call Mr. H because we always forget his name. What are our thoughts on him so far in the series? Has everyone enjoyed him? I know a lot of people have loved Chopper, but what have your thoughts been on him? Like how direct he is and how efficient he is, and just overall, what are your thoughts on this droid? I personally myself have enjoyed him. I think he's hilarious. I love that David Tennant is voicing him. I think he has a perfect voice for it. It works really well. I don't know how he sounded in the Clone Wars show. If I do recall, though, David Tennant did do the voice in the Clone War cartoon. So, and also I've heard that the guy that voiced Thrawn in the Clone Wars cartoon is going to be voicing the CGI character of him in this series too as well. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that awesome droid? And do you think that he's delivering? Do you like him in the show? And is there anything about him that you dislike? Starting with you, Andres.
Oh, thank you. Love Mr. H. So, Mr. H is my favorite android of any androids from the Star Wars universe. Like, this beats R2-D2 and C-3PO for me. I mean, first, I'm sorry, folks, but I cannot take. I mean, come on, it's David Tennant voicing an android. That's awesome. It's tough because Mr. H cannot beat the android from Rogue One. What's his name?
I was just thinking about him. I know what you're talking about. That was I was gonna say that was my favorite android out of so far, all of them. Damn, what's his name?
Hold on, let me get it right now. I
have a Funko Pop of him too.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's K2SO. K2SO.
Okay, yeah, KS2. Like Alan Tudyk is a great voice actor as well. That's like a battle to that. But I really like Mr. H. I mean, first off, just like Can you repeat his name again? I'm so sorry.
K2SO.
K2CO, just like K2CO, Mr. H, both of them have really great timing and comedy, and like that doesn't like it hits the right way in that moment. Like I think that's something that is working for this character in the show, and plus I like his interaction with the characters, and like he makes really good points in the plot development. Like he's the one that encouraged Sabine to go with Ahsoka in the early in this episodes to to be trained again as a Jedi, and then talking to Ahsoka about like take her back and all that. So like he's been a very supportive character. I don't have a problem. He's not like this annoying android like the one from Solo, whatever that android was. Solo, that was like a venomous, freedom fighter, whatever, that like fell in that rebellion, and then apparently is the mind of the Millennium Falcon. So weird. But Mr. H, awesome android, love him. I want to see more of him. Please don't kill Mr. H. That's like the only thing I'm like just hoping not to happen. Like we need David Tennant every day in my life. So yeah. So but hey, he's my number one favorite android. But
That's okay. It's not a bad android.
Excellent, Andres. Awesome. Glad he's your favorite, sir. Glad he's your favorite. Anyways, J Ren, your thoughts, sir.
it sounded like you're the guy I'm in love with the android. I'm like, hell no. Like, I just like the android. He reminds me of me when I'm in a very happy mood and very cynical.
Andres, it's okay if you love the android. It's okay. We're not judging.
Yeah, it's 2023. Everything's acceptable now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
His character is there. He's a good side character. He's there to provide like information. To give you he's there to feed the audience information. So far is what I've got from him. Like if you look into it, like when it came to like the Jedi training of the lightsabers, finding out who they are. That's how we know that he was a Jedi appointed robot, because he gives you all that information about training Jedis, and and if you didn't watch the Clone Wars, then they tell you that what he did back then. He's okay. He's not annoying. He's funny. Like most androids that they have in Star Wars, they have some like comic relief. It's not like Star Wars really needs comic relief, because it's not like a 100% serious show or scary. But most androids are there to provide some type of comic relief, and he's doing just that. And the conversation he has with Sabine, it's blunt, but I guess I would expect that from an android. Most androids are pretty blunt. They don't really hold anything back. Like with C-3PO, like if you remember the old Star Wars, he would tell like the odds of survival, and he'd be like, never tell me the odds, or like, but if you do this, then and they didn't want to hear it because he was just too blunt, or he would give like the truths, you know what I mean? So he just kind of he plays that character of just saying what is accurate, and he's not annoying. He's a good character. If he dies in the episode, I don't know if if the audience will have attachment to him. Somebody might, but like I don't have that developed attachment yet to that android. Like, oh man, he's gone. So far right now we're like trying to figure that out, I think.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I feel that they've done a pretty good job in majority of the Star Wars films in the last, 10 years now. They've made some really good androids that are funny, that are fun, especially K2SO. He was absolutely hilarious. And then, of course, you have, C-3PO, R2-D2. Now we have Chopper, who in this series is really funny. He's pretty much a spitting image of his animated counterpart in the Clone Wars series. and we also have, of course, the droid from Solo, who I liked. I liked the guy from Solo. I think he was pretty funny too. And I mean, I've had no problem with any of the characters, any of those droids from any of the films, because I've always found them very funny. But Mr. H here, Mr. H, he's fun. He's great. He's not horrible. But I don't think he's as funny as the other previous ones, especially because I feel they're trying to make him a little more serious versus the other ones. So I get it. I get why they're doing that. But overall, I think that he definitely is not as funny as some of the other droids have been.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's what I liked about him.
David Tennant is
Right.
a fantastic actor, and I love his voice. So I'm glad he is voicing the character's voice.
You're 100% correct, but I think that him being honest and saying some things makes him funny. That like, oh, he really said that, like the truths, the hard truths, can make him funny, and I think that's what I meant. But yeah, no, you're right. It's not as funny as how they would have portrayed the other ones for sure.
Most definitely. So, what is your guys' thoughts on Hattie and Skull so far in the series? Were any of you a Ray Winstone fan? And what have you thought about Hattie so far? I'm not too familiar with the actress that plays her, but overall, I think she's doing an okay job. I don't think she's anything great, but I definitely think that she's not bad. I think that she's doing a pretty decent job for the character she's portraying. I'm a huge fan of Ray Winstone. I loved him. And I've liked pretty much anything he's ever been in. His Punisher film I thought was really good. I really liked him as the Punisher. I thought he did a good job. And of course, his character Rome, he was amazing in Rome. And but yeah, I think I enjoy his character of Skull. I think it's an interesting character. But what are your guys' overall thoughts on those two characters? Starting with you, J Ren.
I like both their characters a lot. I dig it. I really like it. Like they're not Sith. They're, I think, what I've been hearing, dark Jedis. I don't know, mercenaries, I guess you could say. I like her character. I know Sabine is going to be the one that kills her at some later episode. That's how she's going to die. It's already set up. They've already had two encounters already. They'll have a final one at some point. It'll be a third one, and that'll be the last one we'll see of her. But I like her character. And I like Balin's character as well too. I think he's pretty cool. And I don't think they won't make it out once this series is over with. I think they don't make it out past the series. But I like their characters though.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Probably more than likely, that's probably what will happen to their characters, most definitely, because I don't think we'll ever see these characters again after this. So I completely agree with that. Andreas, your thoughts?
Yeah, same here. I mean, it was going to be tough to bring Seiko, played by Wade Wilson, because of his passing. So that was going to be tough. So I do wonder, like, are they keeping them alive, like keeping them or killing them? Because I don't know. It's kind of tough. But like, I definitely see Morgan, Elizabeth, and Thrawn going through some of the other shows and movies. But yeah, they're being great villains. I've been liking them as villains. I love Ray Stevenson as an actor. I mean, come on, he was so funny in the other guys. Like, let's bring it up. Like, he's also great.
Stevenson, my bad.
Yeah. Like he's a great actor. I love him in that. He's a great Punisher, as Cyber say. I love his costume in that movie. It's one of the best Punisher suits. But Ray Stevens' performance there is really great. And I love that film as well. But yeah, so I think he's a good villain. I was very happy he got more to do in this episode. It's just everything he does in his face, you can tell what he's feeling and like what he's thinking in that moment. It's really good. Like, he's such a good actor, and it's just sad he's no longer with us. So I'm very happy he's in this show. And the apprentice, I like her. I think she's definitely the best evil apprentice we have. I'm trying to figure out, like, maybe after Grievous, General Grievous, something like that, like the best apprentice. I like her look. It's really neat, and yeah, I think she's really good. I think we need more. I want to know more about her as this like between Jedi, like her master is. I just wanted to learn more about them and like why they are villains, basically. Excuse me. So hopefully the series does that. If not, that's fine. They're good villains.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. All right. So moving on. So at this point, like I said, we have Ahsoka arrives and reaches Skull, and they kind of start having a conversation and basically saying things back and forth to each other a little bit. And then they both draw their lightsabers, and that's when they start to duel. We have them dueling, and it goes in between them and Sabine and Hattie. And basically, Sabine tries to use the Force, and Hattie's kind of looking at her like laughing, kind of like, you're never going to be able to use the Force type of deal. And then she starts using her blasters to hit her. And basically, as they're fighting a little bit more, Hattie realizes that she's not going to win the battle, and so she basically flees and realizes she needs to get back to Skull. And then we go back basically to Skull and Ahsoka battling, and at one point while they're battling, Ahsoka tries to grab the orb, and basically, unfortunately, as she grabs it and pulls it out, it burns her hand, and she's only able to use one lightsaber afterwards. So after that, after she burns her hand, she continues fighting Skull, and basically Skull's is able to overpower her, and they're at the edge, and basically that's when Hattie shows up, and Ahsoka uses the Force to push her and hit her into the rock. She's kind of, after she sees Hattie, she's kind of worried about Sabine, and basically as they're still fighting and stuff like that, you can tell she's kind of like thinking that Hattie defeated her, and then all of a sudden she comes running around the corner and sees that she's okay, and that's when Skull pushes her over the side of the cliff. We don't see her fall, we just see her go over the edge. Then at that point, as that's happening, Sabine now has the orb in her hand and has a gun pointed at it, and basically Ahsoka, before she falls over, is like telling her to shoot it to stop them. And after she falls over, Ren's kind of stunned by that, doesn't do anything, and that's when Skull starts to manipulate her by promising her that she will see Bridger again, that he'll make sure that she's safe, she won't be harmed, and all that kind of stuff. And she ends up actually giving him back the orb. So before we move on past that, what are your guys' thoughts on the battle sequence there between Skull and Sabine? What did you think about that scene? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you think it was fun? Do you think it was a good battle sequence? Do you think it really showed Ahsoka's abilities? Do you think that showed Skull's abilities? Does anybody know anything more about Skull than we know here? Just your overall thoughts kind of on that sequence of the film leading up to Ahsoka falling over the side. Starting with you, Andreas.
No, this was great because again, I was very excited to see Skull getting more to do. So this lightsaber was really great. I mean, first off, he's very tall in this show. Ray Stevenson apparently, and so like he's like he's very tall, and so like he's very strong to like fight over Ahsoka, who's very small, but like she's very agile. So like it was really cool to see that like contrast with the two Jedis. Yeah, it was really great, and it was like a very intense, which was great, and like her trying to like force Will to get the map was like very good, and like her holding it was very intriguing. I wonder what happened towards the end is because of that like orb, because we know because in the episode, Skull sees how Morgan activate the map and does the coordinates, and then his last word was witchcraft, and so I wonder if Morgan's powers kind of affected her to do what happened towards the end of the episode, and when we get to it, where we get a surprise Star Wars legacy character, but we'll leave to that later. But I'm wondering if that's connected. But yeah, I think this was really neat. It's one of the best like dual fight I've seen in a while, which is good. I wish the music was kind of better here, but I mean the music is doing something different for this show. You know, it's more like Japanese kind of samurai kind of feel, like anime kind of way, than like your traditional Star Wars orchestra of John Williams. So, but overall, great fight sequence. I'm very happy that Skull got more to do and like actually had a cool fight, lightsaber since episode 1, right in the beginning. So yeah. So I think this was really great sequence, and it's one of my favorite scenes in this episode.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Hello, Almac PM. Welcome to the episode. Great to see you in the comments as usual. You say, I was watching CNN and the news anchor said that the alien found in Mexico was Morgan Elizabeth after she failed to find Thrawn. I mean, maybe that's possible. Did the rebel pilots that died when Morgan Elizabeth jumped into hyperspace die in vain? I think so. I think a little bit.
Some
a little bit.
Some of them.
Most definitely. And then Morgan Elizabeth stole my coffee and the pastries this morning before jumping into the unknown regions. You know, that sounds just like her. Totally sounds like her. That evil Morgan Elizabeth. How dare she?
Yeah.
How dare she take your pastries and your coffee? you gotta take her on, Almac. You gotta make sure she pays. How dare she take your pastries? I would be bad. I would be mad. Anyways. Thank you for being in the comments as usual, Almac. You are great. J Ren, same question, sir. What did you think about the Skull Ahsoka fight?
It was very well put together. You know, their characters clashing. I think you could tell, you know, that Ahsoka, her character is like ready to fight, and his character is, I feel like is ready to fight as well. But I feel like, you know, they drop hints of like, oh, he when that witch is talking and she's like, "Are you worried?" You know, and he's like more, you know, so there's like hints that like, you know, he knows what he's getting into with fighting Ahsoka. And I think that because he knows who she is, he knows what she's capable of, and she doesn't know who he is. That's why she even says it. Oh, I don't, you know, funny, never mentioned you, you know. It's kind of funny because, like, you know, it's just telling the audience, and it brought up, you said something that made me think it up, like, if you know more about this character that we don't know. And I think they answered that in the show, like when he said, Anakin spoke highly of you, and he's like, funny, he never mentioned you. And that's because he's a brand new character. He's never been mentioned before, you know. I think that's like a little subtle drop about his character that we'll probably get, you know, comics and other things to come along now that may bring up his character. But like, this is the first time I've ever heard of this character. And the fight scene with them, you know, she knocks him down, I think, once, and you know, she just having that fight scene, you know, and her goal is to stop connection for that transmission for the coordinates. So she's fighting him and trying to get around the fight to grab that thing, and she succeeds. She knocks him on his ass, and then so she decides to grab that thing to, you know, disconnect it, and she does, and it, you know, without realizing it, burns the crap out of her hand, which enables her. And that's why he was like, oh, that was very unwise, you know, because now she disabled herself somewhat, you know, and she needs to have, because she's a short character, you know, he mentioned, like, I didn't realize how tall he was, you know, she's a short character, and her style of fighting is quick. That's why her fight scenes, like where she killed the Marok, was really quick, and a lot of her other fight scenes, like in the cartoons and stuff like that, are very quick as well, because her character's quick. So if she doesn't have the support of both blades when she receives, you know, a strike, she doesn't have that support. She has to, like, they even show a part where, like, when she blocks one of them, she uses her back foot against the wall, you know, because she doesn't have that strength. So she relies on speed. So now she disabled her. And that's why he was able to, like, push her off, because she was like, trying to use the force to, like, hold part of it and, like, do that, you know, but then she was distracted by her stupid apprentice, that didn't destroy that orb when she should have, and then got pushed off. But all around good scene. I knew we know she ain't going to die there, so I wasn't worried about it.
Excellent.
I was hoping that the apprentice was going to die, though. Also, I wanted Sabine to die for sure. She's annoying the shit out of me.
Oh, I know. Same here. I can't stand the character. I was hoping she died in that first episode. I was like, she got stabbed. Yes. I was like, woohoo! And I'm like,
yeah, I know.
When she survived, when she was in episode, I'm like, God damn it!
Everybody dies from a saber, right? Stab to the stomach, but not her.
I guess so. For some reason, somehow she survives. So who knows? But yeah. All right. So Almac, he says, my friend with the Taylor Swift T-shirt, your microphone is high quality. I don't think that's a Taylor Swift shirt. That's a Mean Girl shirt, is it not?
It's a Mean Girls, yeah. Oh, yeah. And thank you. I spent a lot of money on this microphone to not use it very often.
It's a great mic. It's a great microphone. It always sounds crisp and clear. I always enjoy listening to you talk. It's always fun. And then he goes on. He goes on to say, he's like, Ahsoka is going to time travel in the worlds between worlds to somehow revive Maul after Qui-Gon Jinn killed him in Phantom Menace. Lappy face. I haven't seen episode 5 yet. Yeah, that's a good one, Almac. That would be really awesome. But yeah, no, that's not what happens in episode 5. Sorry, just FYI.
Have you seen episode 5?
No, but I read what happened.
It's good.
I've heard from a few people that have watched it that it was really good. So I'm looking forward to checking it out.
It's better than 4
for next week. So, and then Almac posed to us, Ahsoka tried to show off by using one lightsaber. She learned that showing off does more harm than good the hard way. That sounds very likely, Almac. Yeah,
I don't think she was showing off. I think she just made a mistake.
We all know what really happened. Just I think Almac has a funny point there. Very good job, sir. Very good job. And then he talked about your shirt again. My friend with the Taylor Swift T-shirt made me laugh hard when he called Sabine her stupid apprentice. Yes,
that's what she is.
She is a stupid apprentice, most definitely. I agree. I concur. As Jeff has mentioned before, we're kind of thinking she's like Kit from Willow. She's as bad as Kit from Willow. So yeah,
it's like when she stole the orb. I'd have just been done with her at that point. I'm like, you're not coming with me. You can stay here. You went. I'd have been done. I would have been out on her. Like, I literally told you to not go anywhere with the orb, and the first thing you do is you take it. Like, for the life of me, I don't know who's a bigger fool, you or me, for thinking that you would listen or having you come with me. Ugh, annoying.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So another thing, not to worry, but like Amek also brought up that was kind of funny, but it's also kind of true. Why did Ahsoka use one lightsaber if she could use 2? That's the weird thing in this episode. She has 2 lightsabers she can use and kill people and like be more efficient to fight. Like, why she didn't? Yeah, she has 2 lightsabers. Remember?
Yeah,
like,
she does use 2.
Yeah, like why she didn't use the second during her fight with Skrull this episode? Like, it's kind of funny.
I think she did.
Skrull. It's Skull.
Skull.
The Skrulls when she fought the Skrulls.
Not the Skrulls. This isn't Marvel.
I think she did use 2 lightsabers with that fight. I think she put one away so she could grab that orb.
No. I saw this.
Correct.
I saw this episode twice. I did not see that.
I'll have to rewatch it myself. I won't say that that's not accurate or inaccurate. So
yeah, same thing here.
You could be right, but she typically does use both lightsabers. The only reason why she didn't have a lightsaber in that the second one is because, for a fact, she burned her hand, and she wasn't able to use it at that point in time. After that, because she toasted her hand. And I think if she was only fighting with one, it was because she needed the free hand. to grab that thing.
But-
So
Correct.
Yeah, but I seen other Jedi's use the Force while they holding their lightsaber. Like I do seen that before, but
yes, but
Usually they have a free hand though, because they're usually only using one lightsaber.
no, that's true.
Very few of the Jedi use more than one lightsaber. I mean, you have the few exceptions, like Darth Maul used 2 lightsabers. He put them together, but Ahsoka is different, so she
Yeah.
uses 2. So that
Yeah.
that wouldn't correlate to all the other Jedi, unfortunately. But we get your point, Andre. We get it.
Yeah.
Your shirt has come into question again, J Rent. My friend with the Mean Girls T-shirt. Keep your 3 girlfriends away from TrueKnowledge, the sex maniac.
TrueKnowledge,
that is very
sex
true,
maniac.
Almac. Yeah, that's very true,
Yeah,
Almac. He
yeah.
is a super sex maniac. Yeah, so definitely keep it away from him.
If Jeffrey had this T-shirt around him, this thing would probably look really bad in the black light.
Oh, out there.
He would wear it too. He would wear it too.
And let's just say this thing would be glow in the dark.
Oh,
all right.
God. And
Too much. Okay, sorry.
Almac really likes you tonight, J Ren. He asked again. He's like, my friend with the Mean Girls T-shirt. Did you say that Ahsoka toasted her hand because she tried to steal my morning toast too early in the toaster?
Basically.
Well, I'm not sure what that means, but if you're referring to the orb as a toast, then yes.
Good job, Almac. Good job. Excellent. Yes, totally. She was trying to get that toast, most definitely. All right.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah, we're calling it toast. Calling that orb toast, just like we're calling the one droid Mr. H. All right, folks. Thank you. All great. That was all great. Fantastic, guys. All right. So, eventually, I'm sure Jeff will show up here eventually. Unfortunately, he seems to be having key troubles. But anyways, so after the battle and Skull has manipulated Ren, the orb is placed back on and Thrawn's location is revealed. And so then with that being shown, all of a sudden we go up to the Eye of Sion, and Morgan is up there and she sees that it's been completed. And she calls for them to come up to the ship so that they can go into hyperspace and get the Thrawn. So as they're preparing to take off, that's when finally we have Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character.
The general?
Yeah, the general. Syndulla.
There you go.
Syndulla. She pops up with her crew to help out with stopping the Eye of Sion with Ahsoka and Ren. They get there, and the Eye of Sion is basically ramping up. That's when Mr. H gets in contact with them, lets them know that they need to stop the Eye of Sion because they are operational and have the location. So they're basically flying in and getting into formation to take on the Eye of Sion, and as they're approaching, Morgan is made aware that they are approaching. She's like, instead of battling them, she's like, just go into hyperspace and
fuck them,
just screw them, basically. And so they start to go into warp sleep and they speed out. And as they are speeding out, they basically go right through the ships and basically destroy 3 of them, and only 2 and the main ship themselves survive after they have jumped into light speed. As they get on the Sion, they bring Ren as a prisoner as well, so she is on the Eye of Sion, or a guest, as Skull has said. And they jump into hyperspace. And after that, that's when we go back. Meanwhile, it goes back to the cliff. It goes over the cliff. And that's when Ahsoka awakens in the world between worlds, where she meets her former master, Anakin Skywalker. Oh my god. Excuse me. That voiceover did not work well there for my throat.
Don't ever yell like that again.
Yeah, yell like that. Sorry, guys. Anyways, meets Anakin Skywalker. And so when Hayden Christensen popped up, I was like psyched as shit. Honestly, I was like, no way. Like, I kind of heard that he was supposed to pop up in this, but I didn't realize that he was actually gonna actual pop up in this. So I was like psyched as crap because I think he gets too much slack for everyone saying he sucked. Because I mean, he only worked with what material he was given, and don't forget, I mean, this is a character that has been around since 1977. So he came in, almost 30 years later, having to play this character that we only saw in the one form, had a one type of demeanor. You had to basically go off of, just thoughts and processes of what Anakin would have been like. And so, I think he gets a lot of hate for, which wasn't that horrible of acting, I thought. I think he did a pretty decent job for what he got to work with. So I was glad to see him. I was very happy to see him at the end there. And basically that's how the episode ends. So.
Yeah.
All right. So what are your guys' thoughts on the conclusion of the episode? What did you think? What did you think about Hayden Christensen popping up as Anakin Skywalker? And overall, just your thoughts on that, on the final part of this episode. Starting with you, J Ren.
Well, I thought it was really cool. I was one of those people who like wasn't a big fan of the episode 1, 2, and 3 after a while. So like his character his character didn't get a lot of praise. They hated him. Those episodes or those movies, were like the worst ones until the new ones came out. Then they made those look a lot better. And now he's getting more recognition for it and a lot more praise in the respect he's finally, I guess, due for the character than he did after he did those movies, because he had a lot of hate for them back then, and now he's getting like the praise for it. They finally appreciate his character after what is like 20 years that he's came out. So good for him as an actor. And now that we see his character, it's a throwback. His character is really a throwback because it's been that long, since he's done those movies, and he still looks, pretty good, like for his age, considering how old he was then and now, 20 years, he still looks almost the same. And if you got excited when you saw him at the conclusion of episode 4, wait till you see episode 5. Oh man, I could talk about that one. That was a really good episode. But yeah, if you liked him there, just be prepared for episode 5 because it's good. Give you more to look forward to. Go see it. If you haven't seen it, you should just watch it. Go watch it after this, and
that's what I'm doing.
Come back next week. Yeah. Go watch it. It's good. It's better than episode 4, and I like the lightsaber fight. So
you need to make an effort to come back for episode 5, there, sir. Then
I will. I can do that because I really like this show. It's one of those where it's like, okay, I already saw it. Now when's Tuesday coming around? We still got like 5 more days. Damn it, the hell, shit. So
yeah, I know. Too long. I just wish the weeks goes faster.
It was a good conclusion for that episode, and like I was saying earlier when I jumped on here, I was like, man, they could take this story and carry it into another 8 episodes, or they could do 10 episodes for this season. We could see another season of this. There's just a lot of story. I feel like this is a show that they could drag out for like the way they did with The Mandalorian and go like 4 seasons, 3 seasons with something like this. We don't even have to see what do you call it, Thrawn. We don't even have to see Thrawn until episode 8. I mean, because that's where I feel like it's gonna go. I feel like we'll see Thrawn in episode 8, and you're like, oh, that's it. He just barely came out. Now we gotta wait for season 2. You know what I mean? So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Like, give me a good cliffhanger to wait another 2 years for this show to come out again. And I'm okay with that. But yeah, just kind of moving, back to the present on where we're at. Episode 4 carries over to episode 5 very well. And like I said, it leaves you for more story to like carry on, because it's like this episode is its own episode to like everything that's going around.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, Andreas, same question, sir.
Yeah. So wait. The Anakin Skywalker cameo was great. I mean, we saw, like, if you haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi the show, he was there too, and that was great. So it was really great to see Hayden Christensen. He's a great actor. I highly recommend people to watch a film from 2003. It starts with Pierce Skarsgård called Shattered Glass. Great film. That was his best performance in his career. He is a good actor. I just don't think the Star Wars prequels, like I get the lines were like, yeah, from Lucas was kind of not good, or the direction, but he was never the problem. I think Hayden Christensen is a really great actor, and I think it's great that he's coming back for these Star Wars projects. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with the episode now that our awesome host here, guest, whatever you want to call him, he's teasing me, and I now want to see episode 5 now. That's okay. But yeah, this final thing was great. Like, I say earlier with Cyber that I wasn't expecting the villains to be two steps ahead for our heroes. So it was kind of cool to see the hyperdrive. It was really cool when they activated it, and like seeing the lights glowing, and like the noise, like the sound design is really great from the hyperdrive. So that was really cool. First off, another criticism. This is a funny criticism. Why did the general bring her kid along with the mission?
Yes.
It's so, like, forget about Ahsoka's 2 lightsabers. That's the big one for me. I was like, why you brought your kid? You're gonna kill yourself and your kid.
I was gonna mention that and I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised Amak hasn't brought that up in the comments, dude. Like, that is like child, like 101 child
Endangerment.
The most. I just love that. That's just so bizarre. But yeah, so. But it was funny when they realized there was like a hyperdrive, and it's like, yeah, duh. Like, we thought it was like, and then it should split, like, speed up quickly. Like, they were so lazy. They were so dumb. Those fighters, whatever, the rebels. But yeah, so that was fun. Cliffhanger. It was fun. The kid, saying, "Oh, I have a bad feeling about this." It's like, I know, kid. They literally are going to go and search for a throne, and this is where we haven't brought up with Sabine. Like, Sabine, what the hell is wrong with you? I like you from 3 episodes until this episode. Like, why she did not destroy the orb. Like, I get you miss Ezra, but you're risking the whole universe to collapse yet again, into war territory. And so, like, it was funny when Ray Stevenson's character say, "Oh, this is our guest." It's like, really? Like, I think I should say prisoner, a prisoner of war, no less. I don't know. So I'm happy she's captured. I'm happy she got her weapons away. I don't think she's worthy of being a Jedi or Mando, all that. But yeah, so I like this episode. It was, it was good. It was better than episode 3, despite I like episode 3. I think this show is consistently good. Like, so far, this show hasn't dropped the ball like some other Disney shows. Situation. But anyway, I think this has been a good Star Wars show so far. So that's awesome. So I'm very excited for the next episode. Hopefully we get a second season if they're gonna pre on this storyline of Thrawn. So go ahead. So
Would be a good one.
yeah, I mean a movie. I mean apparently Dave Filoni is directing a movie, so that'd be kind of cool. So, but yeah. Just last word: never bring your child to a war zone at all. And somehow this green woman did it.
All right, thank you. So yeah, Mr. Almec has actually been texting us quite a bit over here. Like while you're talking 60-minute, Andres. Did you guys know? He says, did you guys know that the real estate prices fell by 90% overnight after Morgan Elizabeth was able to successfully teleport to unknown regions? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. And then he said, Hera should have summoned a bunch of Purgles. And then he said, my DC and Marvel and Talk friend, I hope you roast Hera for not bringing a bunch of Purgle to the hyperspace ring.
I respond to that.
And you did. And then he said, he's like, roast the creators for having Anakin be the guy welcoming Ahsoka to the world between worlds, too, he said. And then he's like, remember how Ezra's friend was able to summon a bunch of Purgle to Lothal? Gotta use the special signal on the Phantom. I'm assuming this is Clone Wars stuff, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what he's talking about, but cool.
I vaguely remember some of it. It's been a while since I watched the Clone Wars. They came out such a long time ago, and I just remember bits and pieces. And yeah, he's talking about those little space whales, right?
Yeah,
about,
I think that's what
who
it
the
is.
hell is this? What the hell?
Holy shit! Who has
That's a
come?
stranger.
Jesus
Stranger.
Christ! It might be. I'm finding that random crackhead that some guys been TrueKnowledge has been talking about. He's going to bring out a show. I'm here. I
How
arrived
the
on the
hell who let this
Crackhead
guy in
has
here?
shown.
You figured out how to crack into StreamYard, bitch. What's up?
Woohoo!
Even though I've got
Good
the
job.
technology of a goddamn 3-year-old.
We're
Yeah,
not
I'm
starting over, by the way.
No,
Oh no, brother. I can jump right in, baby. Let's do it. Right?
We're just talking
very
about
cool.
Almec's comments over here because Almec's been in our comments section.
Oh shit! All
having
back?
fun.
Hey,
Yeah,
baby.
Almec.
I love you, bro. I miss you, bro.
He's talking about Purgles, and he said Purgles can
Purgles?
join Morgan. Can join Morgan in their hyperspace adventure and destroy her ring in the middle of hyperspace travel. Laugh out loud. Then he's like, the Purgle can eat Morgan and bring me back my coffee and pastries. And that is true. He could do that. The Purgle could do that. Then he's like, Hayden Christensen's throwback debut in Ahsoka is like my friend's t-shirt being the throwback to Mean Girls. He loves your
Excuse
shirt,
me?
Jay, right? He loves your shirt.
Yes, right.
He's like, my friend with a Mean Girls t-shirt. None of us expect you to like cliffhangers. We'd rather cry in the season finale. Laugh out loud.
Oh, I'd rather cry in the season finale too.
See, there you go, Almec. And then he says, I can't believe Ancient Aliens didn't have anything about Hayden Christensen meeting Ahsoka in the world between worlds. But, okay.
I still
Okay.
think, I don't think I want to add Mean Girls to the list. I don't think I want to review Mean Girls. I don't.
We did say we thought you'd wear the shirt though, Jeff.
Andre,
and
honestly though, do you really want to review fucking Mean Girls?
Hey, it's a classic.
I like the movie.
I'm just joking. I'm playing. It's a decent movie.
I mean, it's got hot women in it. What
I forgot. I like them. Holy fuck, they're great.
Because Almec made a mention earlier saying about, you know, if you were here, you would have made a great sex reference to a thing earlier on in our episode here. So I mean, we did miss.
Oh, I'm telling you, I only know that young girls are fucking really cool or whatever because Almec told me.
There you go. Then Almec says Hera brought her son to the battle because when she was a very young kid, she helped the Bad Batch free her father from Imperial captivity. So there you go. There's your answer to your question there, Andreas, about not bringing a kid in.
Even in addition to the battle, I'm not really sure I understand that, but whatever.
Well,
was it a learning experience like training?
No.
Yes.
No, the general green chick brought her kid into the battle.
No, I know.
It was so stupid of her. I mean, honestly.
General Green Chick.
Yeah, General Green Chick.
General Green Chick.
Sandala.
Andres.
General Green Tits.
That's alien phobic, bitch. Watch out now. Alien phobic shit is not cool.
I say general alien chick.
Can't be having that here, baby. We support LGBT plus alien.
What? What are you
Plus
talking
A.
about? Oh my
Oh, God.
Hey,
no.
LGBT doesn't expand in just on the Earth. It's in the whole universe, bitch. What's up?
All right, Cyber. Next comment, please.
That's why there's
Let's
7
move on.
letters. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
move
You need
on.
that many universes in that bitch.
Cyber, just stop it. Stop this now. Let's move on to next comment.
Well,
You
shut
always
up and I can.
The letters and the fucking LGBT shit. It's because of all the fucking planets.
Jeff, shut up. Cyber has to say something. Okay, shut up, Jeff.
I'm
Cyber,
sorry, J
go
Ren.
ahead.
I'm for you. I apologize. I'm sorry.
All right, so Allmec then says, my DC and Marvel friend, I never criticize Hera for bringing her son because I would also bring my son to war if I could.
What? Are you insane, Alec?
My son and I can play real life Call of Duty together and have so much fun like our Arab spring break.
Oh, okay. If you're saying that, then I'm fine for you bringing your son into a war zone. But in a simulation,
Only in Braveheart do you bring your son to battle.
yeah, in a movie, that's fine.
I don't know if he meant Arab or Arab, but it's either or. But
that son
anyways,
is 37 years old, though, not 4.
Apparently. Then he said Sabine didn't destroy the orb because she spent too much time figuring it out.
Yep.
That is true. She did take a long time to figure that out in that episode.
Did dye her hair again?
I don't think so.
No.
I
It's
think
the
it's
same.
been the pinkish red. I think that's what it's been for a while now.
Yeah,
It was purple. Episode 3, she went purple.
Yeah, it's been purple. Yeah.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah.
I've always noticed it as the fuchsia. I thought it was the fuchsia.
Yeah.
It's always been the fuchsia color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this episode was like the lighting was like a little dark, so you cannot tell the hair was pink or purple.
Isn't that whole planet kind of dark?
Yeah.
Is that a moon or a planet?
Planet. It's a planet. It's an alien planet. You know, because you remember the space whales are there, so it's an inhabitable planet. You know.
Isn't every planet in space an alien planet?
No, some of it is like environmental planets, sir. Like, have you seen Empire Strikes Back with the ice planet, or the moon, or the cloud city? Come on, dude. Where's your Star Wars knowledge? Where's your Star Wars knowledge?
I have, sir. It's a wonderful film. It is.
Yeah. Greatest sequel
Anyway.
ever.
Hey,
All right.
let's look at the show. I mean, honestly, I did like some parts of it.
So Sabine will paint her skin blue like an avatar to blend in with Ron and his people. Maybe. I can see her doing that.
What the fuck?
My friend with a Mean Girls t-shirt. Does Ahsoka meet 3 beautiful girls in the world between worlds in episode 5?
You can't say General Green Tits. That's my word. That's what I call her.
All Nick says, TrueKnowledge is here. TrueKnowledge is here.
I know. Honestly, I thought that. I won't lie. That was very nice of you. Thank you. That made me feel good, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that. That was very nice of you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
And then of course, you know,
that uplifted me.
then of course then he decides to confiscate J Ren's word, General Green Tits, Ancient Aliens. Says you look prettier than those mean girls.
Now you stole that from my boy? No, fuck that, dude. Fuck you all back. Fuck you.
Then he said,
Bullshit.
guys, I saw her naked in the locker room and she has a She-Hulk.
What does that mean? A penis?
No,
that's
I
what I'm
think,
assuming.
or
All
maybe,
right.
maybe
I'm
she has
confused.
powers as She-Hulk.
I'm just confused now.
All back.
Oh my, are you on crack tonight? What the fuck?
You were hilarious, brother.
Jesus Christ.
All
I thought
right.
my crack was bad.
All right, Jeff. So we actually made it to the
so much now he's supposed to crack for me with me.
exactly. So we actually have gotten to the end of the episode, Jeff. So why don't you give us your thoughts on the entire episode, and also your ranking for this episode, sir?
God damn, I was gone that long. Holy shit.
It's an hour and a half in, sir.
I'm sorry.
You came here just to say goodbye.
No, my son called me. And we don't talk that much, whatnot, and everything. I had to talk to him. That's it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't get to talk to him very much and whatnot. He called me. I had to talk to him. You understand that?
No. It's good.
I don't
Well, you
get to
should have
talk to
just texted. You should have just texted one of us to let us know you're doing that.
Oh, is it, well, it happened after I tested Andres.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like, at that point, when I'm talking to my son, I talk to my son. Nothing else. Nothing else happens. I don't do anything else.
Right?
It's that
The
simple. I
men.
don't get to see it very much. You know what I mean? I gotta focus on it, man.
Yeah. So give us your thoughts on the whole episode and your rating on it, sir.
Well, a lot of really cool action that wasn't just like typical, right? It wasn't your sort of stereotypical action, or your sort of stereotypical, I guess, Star Wars action, right? Like, it was different a little bit. I thought. I could be wrong, but I thought it had a different tone to it. It wasn't super serious, but it was also, it wasn't like Andor level serious, but at the same time, it was serious for like action. If that makes sense, right, J Ren? You feel me? I mean, it was serious for
Yeah, it was.
depth, right? It had some depth. It's some intellectual ability to intellectual, some drama, some real, high level, some shit, like, not just action.
Yeah,
There's
it
some good lines.
wasn't goofy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and they added that angle of like the action and also the back and forth with the different vocal shit, like talking shit about the different beliefs and not like trying to do it the wrong way, like trying to like manipulate somebody, actually legitimately being like, you're on the wrong side, right? Like you should be on the other side. I don't want to kill you. That's cool. You know what I mean? It's not it wasn't stereotypical. That's cool. I like that. I love that shit. It's awesome. It's I see people do something different. What's the way? I enjoyed that. It's just it's cool. Simple things are cool like that. And I like to see Star Wars change things up. So I want to keep them going. I want to keep the quality going, right? So I like it. It's good. I'm just getting into it. I don't have to go bad all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So I'm liking to see that they're being diverse. They're making changes with everything now. Every series they're making changes. They're trying to do something different, but still stick to the core themes of Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. It's a good thing. It's positive, right? I guess Kathleen Kennedy decided to take that drug from the fucking movie, wherever that movie with Robert De Niro or whatever, whatnot, or some shit.
I don't really think she's making the shots anymore.
Oh no, she ain't, bro. She's in the closet now. They just put her in the fucking dungeon now.
Yeah. No, now that you said that, like Ahsoka's character is a good, strong woman character, not like the way they did it for Rey.
The only reason that Kathleen Kennedy even has a job anymore at this point, to be completely honest with you, is either because she has a contract where some bullshit or whatever, right? Literally, that's it. Because they're not afraid with her about like some sexist bullshit or whatever, whatnot. It's literally because she has a contract with something in it to where they can't fucking just let her go.
Yeah. Plus, she was doing Indiana Jones 5, so she probably didn't have time to
no, because she should have been fired 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, to be fired the last 2 years ago. The stupid
contract. Honestly, just real quick, what do y'all think? Why are they retaining her? What's the point?
I mean, look, she worked with Steven and George, so she knows a lot of powerful people. Like, she's friends with the most two powerful directors.
No, I just find this interesting. Hell, why? Like, I mean, seriously, like, why?
I think she's more part of Disney than she is Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I think that's what.
No, I get that. No, I get that. But again, and there you go. That's my point. Then, do you think it's because of Disney?
Yeah, she just knows somebody.
That makes sense.
I mean, because Disney hasn't yet. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like they have Dave Filoni, who is the Kevin Feige of Star Wars. So I don't know why they think Kevin Feige is the Kevin Feige of Lucasfilm / Star Wars.
No, I think Dave Filoni has full control.
Yeah, I don't think since the last 3, the new ones of the movies, I don't think she's had like any real say so anymore. Like just backseat, like you said, they put her in their closet.
No, they're not running by shit by her. Nope. Not at all.
Because she fucking ran Star Wars through the ringer, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, at that point, it has to be Disney. And with them, nothing surprised, nothing shocks me, right? Cyber, fuck, who even knows why they do some sort of, I don't even know why they do some shit.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, I mean, she's had her fingers deep into Hollywood for years now. I mean, she's been a producer on all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, her coming to Disney for Star Wars, that was just one of those types of political type moves in the Hollywood industry that, you know, so that they can inject more feminism into Star Wars. That was the
Sure.
only reason she came over. And that's the reason why it failed. Why that three trilogy that just came out was horrible is because they made Rey the main star. They took Luke Skywalker, they took Leia, and they put them on the sideline. They kill Han Solo in the first film. I mean, they took everything that everyone loved from the original series and killed it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and she had a lot of doing into that, saying, oh, we got to get a strong female lead in there. And yet I feel anyone I see talk about this new trilogy hated Rey. They did not like Rey. They preferred Finn over Rey. They preferred Oscar Isaac's character, Poe, over her. You know, I mean, it's nice that they want to try to have a female lead. I get that. I mean, because I felt Leia was always like a female lead to me. And she wasn't in the background. She was always right there with Han and with Luke. And it was like they were a trio together. So I don't ever feel like there was no female lead in Star Wars at all.
We've never even seen to get her as a Jedi. We never have.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting to see that a little bit in, The Last Jedi, that was really cool, especially when she gets blown out of the ship and she uses the Force to get herself back in. I thought that was really cool. So, I mean, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passing away in 2016, really kind of screwed up the whole Leia thing. But
why?
They were trying
yeah.
And so, the Rey character, they were trying to make kind of like Leia, but it didn't work because she's not Leia. Leia was special because she was the first female like Jedi. She was the first, one in the Star Wars series. So I just think that whole thing was just a huge mess that just did not work at all. And that's why that trilogy tanked.
Do either one of y'all think that if that character had been done right, it would have been okay?
Which character?
Yeah.
If the female character, whatever name it would be in that trilogy, had done right and killed it and been okay and been good, it would have been okay.
Yeah, it could work. It didn't work in the sequel trilogy, unfortunately.
Yeah, female leads can be really great. It just depends on how they're done.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Rogue One female lead. She was better than.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Jyn Erso, yep, she was good.
Yeah, like she was way better than.
Again, Ahsoka. I'm talking about Ahsoka. Her lead character, she's strong. She's a badass. Like when I think of Ahsoka, I think of a badass.
No, you know what? I thought that this was her best episode. I did. Yeah. I did.
Great.
I thought it was her best episode. I really did. Honestly,
So,
I felt like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What? It's okay, Jeff. So what rating would you give this episode, Jeff?
8.5.
Okay. Andreas?
Yeah, so I give it a 9 out of 10. I thought this was better than episode 3. It gave me everything I want for a kind of like mid portion of a season. So I'm very excited for the next episode and the future to come. I really love this. We got more like fight scenes, more plot moving forward, which I like. And I was so happy to see more of Ray Stevens' character more. So that was really great. So overall, great episode. I really enjoyed it. So excited for the next couple episodes.
Certainly. J Ren, your overall rating, sir, please, for the episode.
You know me, I like to give real low ratings, so I'm gonna go with an 8, just 0.5 shy less than True Knowledge.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Hey, J-Rat, I love podcast, baby.
It was a good episode for just being the fourth. It was not. Episode 5 was really good, so I don't know if I like which ones I like better, to be honest with you. So if you really like 4, you should like 5. But yeah, it was up there with the other ones. It was better than 1, 2, and 3.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And I'd have to give it a solid 10 myself. Like I said, I think this is the best episode so far. I really enjoyed this episode. I loved it. The ending, I was a little shaky at first until I researched, and then I realized, oh, okay, we're good. Because I was gonna be pissed off if they decided to do that again with a character. But I'm glad they didn't. And yeah, I definitely thought this was the best episode so far. It was so action packed, so good, and yet just like Andrea said, we got a lot more Ray Stevenson, which was really nice. Seeing him in action was really awesome. I love seeing him use his lightsaber and battling Ahsoka, and I just thought it was really well done.
Yep. I'm sorry. You see this?
Andreas has really liked the number 9 lately because in the time cop dimension, the number 9 is secret code for wanting to get donned by future RoboCop She-Hulk.
RoboCop She-Hulk, yeah. I had to listen. I had to top all that. I had to at least top that before I did the show.
I Cyber, you gave it a 10, which I'm not mad at you about, but I feel like when the finale comes out and there's like the final showdown, because I believe there's going to be a showdown fight, that has to be the 10. And I don't think that could match this one. I can't believe that the episode 4 would be better than whatever they give us for like the final fight scene.
I don't know, because there's been a lot of the shows lately that the middle episodes have been so much better than the finale. Look at Secret Invasion. Look at I would say also what was another show we just did? I wouldn't say Andor. Andor had a really solid finale.
Yeah, it did. It was a good one. Still waiting for that one to come back.
Yeah,
I would say Mandalorian.
You loved Andor, right?
I did. I really liked Andor.
I would say Mandalorian had better episodes in the middle than it did its finale. And I would say that Secret Invasion had the worst finale I've seen in an MCU TV series.
I fell asleep in that one in episode 3, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just so bad. But I don't think it's wrong, or I personally myself believe that if I think an episode is 10 or a show is 10, I can give as many 10s out as I want. I just don't care. If I enjoy it,
yes,
it's
you're
a 10
right.
to me. And to think that you need to go lower just because you didn't like a certain section or something, that's your opinion. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But at the same time, I think that there's a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows that I absolutely love and people absolutely hate. And so I give a 10 when I feel the episode to me was a 10. So I'm going to give 10s as long as I can. I'm going to keep giving 10s. And I'm going to keep making you look bad, J Ren. Okay? How about that? How's that, sir?
I'm sorry. I'm so critical. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes.
No.
I'm just joking with you.
I know.
J Ren, hey, we all have different tastes, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot, right? You give higher numbers and whatnot for the shit that you dig. Right? You know what I'm saying? Whatnot?
I think so, yeah. Well, right? I try to be fair. I mean, I'm not saying it was that Cyber is absolutely 100% correct.
If you had done any of the intro reviews with us, I bet you would have dropped lots of 9s and 10s.
I feel like episode 5 was a 9. And I feel like the last scene, the finale scene of whatever last lightsaber fight will be a 10. That's what I feel. I feel like they're not going to disappoint us with this Ahsoka series. I don't feel disappointed at all. I feel like it's going to button up very well at the end.
True that.
No, we talked about that last show. I don't see how this can go bad. I don't think it's possible.
No, with how solid the first 4 episodes have been, like this by far has been so much better than anything I've seen that they put out in the last couple months and last year or so. I mean, besides Andor was a pretty solid show. I feel, a lot of the other stuff hasn't been as great. And this has really shown, once again, they're kind of get back up to that echelon level a little bit of actually getting something entertaining and not focusing on some stupid prerogative and for whatever they want to do with the show or whatever.
The last good one was Obi-Wan for me.
So
yeah,
I haven't watched that one. I haven't watched. I'm going to.
You haven't watched Obi-Wan?
No. Honestly, looking back now, I wish we would have reviewed it. I do. I honestly feel bad about that. I wish we would have reviewed it. Looking back,
Still
I don't know. Maybe we couldn't have done it. It wouldn't have worked with our schedule, or whatever, whatnot, or we just weren't into it. Maybe
No, we reviewed it, sir.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, we did Obi-Wan.
No, we did Boba Fett.
No, we did both. We did Obi-Wan
I felt like I thought y'all guys did.
because I moderated a few of the episodes, sir.
We did Obi-Wan Kenobi series?
Yeah.
See, the show is it's totally forgettable. So Jeff doesn't remember.
I guess I pulled a Kevin on that bitch. I never seen this. I never watched it.
It probably didn't have. I think
Good for
it
me.
didn't have
I hope my
She-Hulk.
moderating was decent.
Yeah, it didn't have She-Hulk, so that's why you can't remember.
I mean, I don't know how you could guess without watching the episode. And I sure as fuck don't know how you moderate without watching it. So hey, good for me.
I just think you forgot you saw it, sir. I think
I
that's
must be
just
talented.
it.
Now I know I'm talented. I was actually kind of shaky at it, but I must have talent now. Seriously, if I can seriously, that validates it. Thank you, Kevin.
Only on the MCU's bleeding edge, folks out there. The great TrueKnowledge himself. You gotta love him.
I like to take something good out of everything, even out of the negative. So I'm glad that Kevin now, my whole view of Kevin has changed.
There
You know
we
what I'm
go,
saying?
Kevin.
Now I get it. Now I get it. You know, Kevin just forgot that he didn't watch the episodes.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
That's what he was explaining to us.
Yep.
Not that he was gonna add this whole fucking unique, special fucking GOAT LeBron James dynamic into the fucking show or some shit. You know what I mean? But not even telling me until mid-show. I didn't watch the shit. And everyone's like,
I'm like still in our comments, and he says, "TrueKnowledge had sex with her." Hell yeah, I remember. Have you reviewed that show? No, I don't remember. Maybe I forgot.
now,
Oh my God.
I always remember the woman I have sex with. The only difference is that if the sex is shitty, I delete the videos, man. You know what I'm saying? Why bother? Mobile hard drives are expensive, and you know what I mean. And I don't need to. I'm not gonna have time on there to waste fucking with garbage shit, garbage sets, 3-minute head and shit. Just want me to fucking shit out of whatnot, and do nothing for me. You know,
head.
crap me. They want to get laid. I'm horny. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot. So I'm fucked. Like,
All right, folks.
like, I'm not an asshole. I respect women. I'm not going to kick you out, right? But at the same time, though, I know for a fact that shit sucks because every other chick sucks my dick for as long as they fucking want to tell them to stop. I feel bad at times. I'm like, geez, please stop. You don't have to go. That's it. I feel selfish. You know what I mean? We're not right. They keep going and going. I'm like, fuck. Seriously, like, I feel bad. I do. I'm like, that's enough. Like, I want to be equal. I feel like I'm not doing anything for them. Even though they enjoy they're coming and shit, like a spontaneous just sucking my dick, right? I get unique head every fucking time. Except only those 3-minute bitches.
Oh man.
Oh, no.
He asked. Almec asked what if a girl asks you to give him a hand job, but you have to wear a pumpkin spice condom?
What?
A specialty condom.
Give you a hand job? Almec, I've never asked someone to even give me a fucking hand job, bro. You don't understand. I don't even come from head. How the fuck am I gonna come from a hand job? What would they even do for me, bro? When I go to strip clubs, I read a book. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, literally, the dudes that fucking go to the strip clubs I went to and whatnot get more excited than fucking Jack to get a fucking shitty lap dance. So it looks like goddamn a joke. They're comical than I do when I do a threesome. You know what I'm saying? Literally. They're like, I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, I'm doing a threesome.
Good
I'm
job,
like,
Almec. Good job, Almec. You got him going.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm about to fucking do a threesome. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, I'm more like, honestly, I'm just like, enjoying it, looking forward to it. It's fun. But like, I'm not like fucking doing jumping jacks and shit. These dudes are over here like fucking, that won the lottery. Because some dude's gonna fucking like do a lap dance where they're laughing at how fucking stupid it is.
What kind of head do you think Ahsoka would give you?
Ahsoka head? Definitely individual. Ahsoka don't play. When it boils down to it, you only get individual head if you earn it. Right? It's that simple. You have to earn it. And
That's the question that everybody wants to know. What kind of head Ahsoka gives?
J-Ren, you know how you earn the individual head? With one currency, bro. Good ass dick at beating that shit up and backing up your shit. And you know what? That's exactly what I say to them in the bedroom. I'm like, the only currency I fucking trade in, bitch, is slutting you the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I don't do transactional shit with sex. I don't have to pay one for sex. The only currency I will work with is the currency of fucking this. And my dick's in her ass at that time, literally. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that shit, right? And when I say it, she comes 7 fucking times. Anally comes 7 fucking times. Yeah, man. Dude, strong vocal game, along with good D.
Andres is over here covering his virgin eyes. Oh my God, Jeff, what are you doing?
Andres, yes, good D, which is rare to have anyway. I didn't know I had it until just told me what it was. I didn't know what it meant. But I have it. Now I know what it means. Now I know because I videotaped everything now. So I put it in the first time, and I see your faces. They're like,
the best show we've done.
Seriously, you had that side angle. I put it in, and their faces are like.
Yep.
You know I put it in. Sometimes they just duck. The minute I put it, they duck. J-Ren, you know I haven't even done foreplay in over 2 years. Honestly, I stopped. What's bother? Literally,
Okay.
all I do is
End the show. We're done. No more.
It's over. And you know what's fucked up, dude? Not one single chick has actually asked me once in 2 years to even ask me to eat their pussy. They don't even care. I'm fucking the shit. I'm so mad.
Jesus Christ, Andres just went ghost face, man.
Seriously, they never even asked me. Not once.
You're burning his ears. You're burning his ears, Jeff.
That one chick in 2 years didn't even ask me about eating pussy, or even mentioned it. They forgot it even exists.
Oh my God.
I fucked the shot chick so bad.
You opened a can of whoop ass there, J Ren, man. You just opened a can of worms.
I don't know that was really me. That wasn't me.
No, that's how
you helped encourage it by asking about Ahsoka's head.
I'm not trying to be arrogant or selfish, but you
he was doing that before.
He was doing that before, but you helped egg it on.
Over 2 years, I've done the foreplay, bro.
You added to it. You added to it.
I like foreplay. You know what? Why bother? Seriously.
I figured. Yes.
And thank you, folks, for watching the seminar with Jeff S. TrueKnowledge about doing the D.
Oh my God.
All right, guys. So you guys
hate the pussy. They'd be dead.
We've been loving this episode, folks. You guys have been great. Let's get the plugs and get the hell out of here before Jeff goes on another tangent here, folks. Because he just loves talking about it. Anyways, folks, so this is the end of the episode.
I rate my pussy ability at 10 plus 10.
We know you do. We know you do.
I don't do it though, so who knows?
Yes, and All Mac, we want to thank you very much for being in the comments tonight. You have been a pleasure as always, sir. And yes, most definitely. I mean, guy with the Mean Girl shirt, Mr. DC Marble Talk, both appreciate you for mentioning them in the comments, of course. But yeah, let's go around the row here. We'll get our plugs out, and then we'll get out of here, folks.
Joey, what am I plugging, brah?
Our links, buddy. What else?
The podcast Odyssey.
You're right. You want me to bring up the Facebook page? Your Facebook page? You want me to bring up the pods?
What did you say? Were you talking to me?
Would you like me to bring up your Facebook page?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, guys. We got the podcast Odyssey that I host. Honestly, I haven't done anything in about what? No.
Well, you want me to pull up? Would you want me to pull up just a podcast platform for your pods real quick, or you want me to pull up your Facebook page?
No, you don't have to pull up anything. We're okay. We're good. Podcast Odyssey on Facebook. J Ren 2000 Podcast Odyssey on Spotify or Apple. Just add me if you can. Listen to a couple of episodes. If you like it, we'll download episodes at least once every. I would like to do it once a week, but it's turning into like once every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna get back on track. I might do something tomorrow. I want to talk about the I think what's his name? Almanac. What's his name? Almanac. He mentioned the UFOs from Mexico that their Congress had. That's something I actually want to talk about tomorrow. So I might have a podcast tomorrow. about that and have a discussion about it. And that if if you want to hear about it, then you should look up J Ren 2000 Podcast Odyssey. There you go, right there. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jeff.
Olmec might jump on a podcast. I think he just doesn't want to come on the live stream. But I think he'd probably go on a pod. Right, Olmec? You wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
I think
those are all the Podbeans and Spotify's and all the stuff that you can find J Ren 2000 Podcast Odyssey. So
nice, J Ren. I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Little something.
Wow. Hey, that little guitar one that is almost 10 inches bigger than my penis.
Nice. Oh my god.
So thank you for showing me that, so I can remember. I like contrast. Right?
Yeah. Well, look, there's our episode about electric cars and stuff. You passed it up. Okay.
Oh,
there you go. Anyway,
nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's all I have there. Yep, that's me carrying the tire.
Nice. I like that.
It's Liz in a smart car.
Damn, you're a strong motherfucker, man. I could fit that up. Shit. Oh, my bad. I thought maybe you got She-Hulk powers that day.
Probably that day, yeah.
You know what? You should change this one to, if you can guess how hardcore this chick tonight will turn True Knowledge out, you get a special prize. To what level?
See, that's a trick question because it's the other way around, motherfucker.
Hey, I can't wait. Can we do Patreon where we actually do reaction videos or we rate my videos?
Yeah,
you can. People pay for that shit.
Yeah, you know what? They probably would pay for a lot of money for that. And you know what? Honestly, that's actually a really cool fucking like concept, man. I love that shit. Holy shit, that'd be dope. That'd be the way I do adult content. It had to be somewhat actually content creation, whatever. Yeah, I have no desire to actually act in adult content whatsoever.
Anyways, thanks guys for having me on the show. I'm gonna dip.
J Ren, thank you, brother.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm sorry you were only in here for 20 minutes.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it, man. It's okay.
We got the most out of you though right now.
Nah, Jared, it's okay. I'm just glad you came on, brother. It doesn't matter. I would have loved to record with you and whatnot, but you know what? It's all good.
Well, I'm down for next week. Whenever you want to do episode 5, I'm good with that.
Thank you, man.
Yep, next Wednesday.
Brother, thank you, brother. I love to hear that. That's awesome. Thank you, J Ren.
No, I'm down. Just send me the link. Let me know when you guys are ready. Just like today, and I'll jump on. I'm good to go.
Thank you. I was going to beg you to go on your pod so I can record with you, but now you'll come back.
I haven't done anything for my episodes in the last 2 weeks. Going to be 3 weeks if I don't do something. So, it's not you guys. It's more me that just hasn't made time to do anything for myself, much less for other people. So it's not you guys at all. I hope you guys know that. So,
of course we do, man.
You're fine. You're fine, sir.
Yeah, no, we know.
Yeah.
No,
right.
It's all J Ren. It's all the same with that. It's always like that with everybody on here. Whatnot. We all know that. We all know everybody would love to come on if they could with the stuff they want to cover. We all have real lives, man. Except me.
Except Jeff.
I'll do shit.
Andres, nice doing the show with you, man.
Yep. Nice to see you, J Ren. It was nice to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll catch you later. If you're in the next one, we'll see you then there too.
Oh, and let's have Andres in the pod too. That'd be awesome too. Let's bring Andres over to the podcast Odyssey.
No, I go by myself with the podcast with J Ren.
Oh, I see. He won't roll with my ass. Oh, you don't want to be with me. I got you.
What happened. Not what happened.
Now it's like that. All right, I get it.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I get it. You want to share all yourself. It's okay. I get it. No problem.
Yeah. Professionals.
No, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. J Ren shares. He doesn't mind.
Good.
And hey, you know what? At that point, they'll force him to make another episode. They'll let that be on. And then before you know it, Jared, you'll be on the roll, bruh. You'll be back at the game.
Yep, just gotta get the ball rolling. All right. Well, Cyber, I'll see you later as well too, man.
Later, sir. Good to see
See
you
you guys later.
Love you, J Ren. Be safe.
Later, Jeff.
Good night.
All right, man.
All right.
Great.
So can I talk now? You're done, Jeff? Yeah, you
Please,
good?
sir.
Okay, good,
Please.
good. So, hello everyone. My name is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. You already know that. So, thank you so much for everything. I up to 805 subscribers. So, thank you so much for the support and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Recently, I just put my Barbara Hummer. For my Andreas Pop Culture Talk. That's where me and my host Chris discuss Barbie and Opera Hummer. Finally, we had the chance to see Barbie, the movie. So I already talked to that to Cyber, so he knows what I'm feeling. I know what he's feeling. So if you want to know my feelings about these two pop culture box office success, you can check that episode now. Yesterday, I posted another one, Lois and Clark, The New Adventure of Superman tribute. It's his 30th anniversary this year. It aired last Tuesday, the 12th. So tomorrow, gonna post a top 10 favorite episodes of Lois and Clark. So yeah. So anyway, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, the MCU Bleeding Edge community. Please support me and Cyber. It's been fun.
Most definitely. And please support the MCU'S Bleeding Edge report. The MCU'S Bleeding Edge report too. Also, because guess what? The first episode
yes.
of Jrents LINKS was fucking awesome. Cyber, did you see it?
No, because I'm not gonna watch it until I'm done with the actual Walking Dead.
Oh fuck!
That's so true.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that makes sense. Well, you know what? Good for you, because I mean, nobody really, a lot of people aren't doing that. So this is pretty rare.
I don't think I would understand the show if I hadn't seen any of the rest of the Walking Dead.
I don't know about that. Pretty much, I think at the end of the day, as long as you've at least watched 5 or 6 seasons or whatever, whatnot, you get the gist of it.
Yeah, I've only watched 2 episodes of the first season.
Oh, geez, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah. Well, at that point, then fuck man, you'd have you would to you that's a different Daryl. This is the one that's episode 1 of his series.
Yep.
That's when he's just like straight fucking like don't even talk and shit, whatnot, like living in the fucking woods.
Yeah, he hasn't even come into the picture yet in those 2 episodes.
No, oh really?
Yeah, he's not in the first 2 episodes.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right, he's not, because it's all focused on Rick.
Yeah. It's long before he meets the other group.
Not Rick and the guy that was on the what do you call it? The Fear of the Walking Dead.
Morgan. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so let me pull up Cyberneticshark real quick. No, honestly, just one thing I will say about Cyber is that that you think is interesting probably is that the contrast of Dead City to fucking to Daryl Dixon is heavy, man. As far as the quality, dude. I don't know what AMC was thinking with that shit. Me and I were contemplating that for a minute. What that tactic was about.
You're saying Daryl Dixon's better than
Yes.
Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's obvious. It's obvious, right, Andres? It's obvious.
Yeah. I mean, I like Dead City. It's great. I mean, it's better than the other spin-off shows. Say that.
No, it's fair. I'm just Daryl Dixon has a better vibe. That's all I'll say.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you know Daryl as a character, of course he's a better lead. This is only a lead protagonist show. It wasn't like Dead City was like with, it was like a 2 protagonist kind of show. With Maggie and Negan. So obviously it was going to be different.
But don't forget, it was supposed to be the Carol and Daryl show.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been good too, but what we got was good.
That would
get. Yeah.
People would have been more tuned in. They would have got bigger numbers with that. I'll tell that. At least the first episode. I told you right now. People like that. People like the Carol episode too, a lot.
True.
Well, what's good? What's good? Good burger. Other than good burger.
All right, guys. So, if you enjoy me here as a moderator, or you just enjoy me on the MCU's Bleeding podcast, then check out my solo content. You'll find me under Cyberneticshark, under YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. As you can see, I most recently put up my Strays movie review and teaser trailer for Good Burger 2, which will be coming out in November on Paramount Plus. As you can currently see, I'm at 696. So I've made it about 3 new subscribers. So I want to thank all those new subscribers for dropping on by. I've done quite a few shorts. I finally watched Roadhouse, by the way, people. I never had seen that. I watched that the other day finally.
No shit.
And yep. And I'm not a huge Patrick Swayze fan. I don't think he's that great. So I never really watched it with him.
I wish you would have saved it for a review.
Oh, well, I'll watch it again when I see that. TNA. But yeah, yes, we are still live, Almac. But yeah, if you enjoy my content on here, most definitely go check that out. Check out my Strays review. You can see my Barbie review right down here. And most definitely, folks. Yeah, Barbie Oppenheimer. I think it's the stupidest fucking thing they put together. I'm sorry, I just think it's the stupidest sounding thing ever because Oppenheimer blows Barbie away.
Oh, but you were gonna say Oppenheimer blows. I was like, what the fuck?
No, he just
Oh,
don't
no.
know. Yeah,
you
no,
can
no.
blow Shield.
No, and I'm not shocked that Andres would like Barbie. Not at all, people.
That's what I was about to say. You want to see some contrast, folks? Believe me, check out the differences between the fucking Andre's Barbie review versus Cyber's. I bet.
Yeah. Well, first off, folks, I like Oppenheimer over Barbie. I like Barbie. I'm a Christopher Nolan.
I thought it was the other way around. I actually thought you thought Barbie was a better film.
No. I like Barbie. I thought it was a great 23 film, but my number one still is Oppenheimer. So I just want to make that clear. So I'm with Cyber. So I just it's just the title.
Yep, sure.
Whoa, listen.
He was in the theaters watching Barbie. Go, oh my god, it's so wonderful.
Please.
No. It's funny. He feels bad now because he knows that fucking literally that Cyber's hated Barbie, and you love it.
Excuse me, my friend who went with me and my host had problem with the third act, which I'm not going to spoil, and so I agree with him.
Spoil it.
Yeah. Well, if everyone, if you guys seen Barbie, of course, the Kens did not got inequality in the Barbie lands still, so it was a big issue I had with the film. So yeah, it was.
What was cool on the third act? Did they finally actually give Ken a penis?
No, no freedom. The Kens are still slaves.
He was like, "What's going to do with this thing, man?"
No. The Kens are still the slaves for Barbies, unfortunately. So I don't know why the film thought that was a good idea.
Jessica Zhao.
2 words.
Inspired by Jessica Zhao.
Andres. Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, it was inspired by all the hardcore fans that actually that defend She-Hulk. I think it was like the best shit ever.
How? It's not related to She-Hulk. You're in love with She-Hulk. That's not. You're in love with She-Hulk.
He does.
You always, yeah. You love.
I love dudes that it's like the dude that came out here and actually pushing my integrity because I made fun of.
You love making love to She-Hulk, and you love making jokes. Anyway, go ahead, Cyber.
So how both me and Andres get to that magic 1,000 mark? He's only 195 away. I am 294 away. So yeah, help us get to that magic 1,000 mark. Like Mr. Jeff said, he has gift cards to give away. So look out for that. He put up a little message for you guys to say that that he's doing that.
Help you out to get some sleep so you can get that bitch, put the bitches out. God damn it.
Yes. So yeah, right? So I want to thank everyone that watched tonight. You guys have been awesome, and we will be live once again this Friday at 9:35 p.m. Eastern time, and going to be discussing the film Requiem for a Dream from 2000. Mr. Jeff will be moderating that. And then next week, he'll be moderating episode 5 of Ahsoka as well. And then the following Friday, we'll be doing, let's see, what week is that? Is that the 22nd? Yep, 22nd, we'll be doing Mallrats. So that'll be a fun show. I'll be moderating that one. So, yeah, next 2 weeks, have a lot of good stuff. Come on by, check us out, subscribe so you don't miss it. And you guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Monday night next week. Daryl, this episode 2 review. and we're going back to the Loki reviews too, rewatches, episode 3 of Loki, right? Oh, and Sunday, I'm doing my 27th installment of the Andor season 1 recap. No, I'm just kidding. I think I might do one more and I'm done. I can't fucking do that anymore. There's no point. One more. Then I'll switch to something else. But either way, though, besides that, we love y'all, honestly. And if anything, if there might be one change, it might be me have to talk to Cyber and Andres and see if, because I'm going to a concert on Friday night with Mark Rutledge, who happens to also be non-monogamous like me. So that's going to be interesting, right? Can't wait for that. It could be a fun night.
Huh?
Yeah, did you know Mark was non-monogamous too?
No.
Hell yeah, dude! Holy shit, you should have saw the list of hoes that he showed me today on the fucking on his Facebook Messenger. There were like 5 of them.
Oh God, I don't know if you should be talking about that live, sir.
Mark don't care.
Okay.
Nah, look,
Awesome.
we did a segment on freaking the Whiskey Rebellion shit about non-monogamy.
Oh, okay. No, I did not
'Cause
know
of
that.
Yeah, there you go. I even told him, bro. I was like, look, make sure you line me something up, bro, since that ain't my territory up there in Tampa and whatnot. Down here, try to work something for me, now that we're on that, we connect like that.
Nope.
Right? Mark was like, I don't know about if I can do all that, man. I'm like, just try. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
I like interesting shit. I like to see what kind of chick Mark would pull for me. It'd be interesting. Yeah. See what kind of chicks Mark would pull. It'd be cool. It'd be great.
I found this one down the street for you there, Jeff. She quite a fine lady.
He's probably the one that doesn't give you a 3-minute head, just falls asleep during it. Right? Which I've never had happen, but I imagine it's probably cool.
Oh, God.
Right, Andres? In the time conservation, that's probably actually popular.
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm ready to leave now.
Yeah. In the future, bad head is good.
All right, folks. We are out of here.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Peace.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah. I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard.
Hey, let's
All right,
hold it down, guys. This shit was ridiculous. I had no idea there actually were hotels where literally after 10 o'clock, there's no lobby. It's closed.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
I couldn't get a
That's
key.
weird. That's weird. Service should be there overnight. Like,
Yeah, that's very
Well,
weird.
I just walked around the building in circles until I could find an actual employee and whatnot to give me a key.
wow.
And even then, he was like, all right, I'll see you in 15 minutes. I swear to God. He was like, give me 10 or 15 minutes. I'll meet you at the office.
Dear Lord.
I didn't know what to fucking do. I could get back in the room. What am I going to do?
So your keys just stopped working? Is that what happened?
No, I forgot my key.
Oh, you forgot it.
I forgot shit all the time. I didn't forgot to bring it.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
Oh my
lobby
God.
was literally closed. It was closed. The lights were turned off.
Best thing for you to do, Jeff, is to put it in your wallet.
That's probably not a bad idea. You're right. But again, I don't think about these things. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do at this point? So I'm like standing there. Like I said, I just watched. I was actually pretty tired just walking around in circles. This is a fucking big building.
Yep.
Like I said, it was very. Then one after another. Like it's always been lately. Fucking, what do you call it? All of a sudden my son, not that it's a bad thing, my son calls. But you guys understand how that shit goes.
Hopefully he called just to say hi.
Well, no, he just called because because I mean, I told you we've been slow lately. We've been kind of finally getting things going.
Yep.
He feels just as uncomfortable about contacting me about me sometimes. I imagine. You know what I mean? It's probably hard for him
because he lives with his mother, right?
Yeah. Well, that's gonna change pretty soon because I already because this is how fucked up the economy is. Just to make it clear how fucked up my the woman who lied to me to get pregnant to have my son is. She won't communicate with me at all. She just stopped communicating with me the minute that like Isabella lost her disability because she turned over 18. and it transferred over to her. So instead of getting $360 a month, now she was getting, $720 or whatever. And wow, what an amazing correlation! That was the exact minute that she decided to not communicate with me anymore because all I do is cause drama. And literally, we kept the dates. It's fucking insane, bro. All of a sudden, I can't even see my son the minute you get more money. Right? So I just fucking went ahead and said, fuck it. I tested Trevor and let him know. I'm like, look, man, hey, I love you, but I gotta let you know. When I told him the other day, I was like, look, me and Isabel would love it. You go to the concert sometime, whatnot, and everything. He was like, okay, well, I'll see. I'll ask or whatever. I was like, Trevor, listen. Show your mom this. Because again, in clown world, I can't even communicate with the mother of my children. I have to use my son as a vehicle. I said, show her this. And I just basically put in quotations. Guess what, asshole? The kid games are over because I miss my son. You know what I'm saying? With that, right? This is bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? When he said that, it pissed me off. It did. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like, just to be clear, like whatever fucking fantasy world that you've been living in, I'm done. Like hiding your bullshit. It's over. You know what I mean? With that, right? I'm just sick of it. It's a joke. You know what I mean? Like I'm
still alive.
No, I'm done. Oh, we're still live? Fucking them.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Are we still live?
It says we're live still. The camera's still going.
I hit the egg button. The fuck? How are we still live? This happened before. One time.
It's true.
Well, either way, folks, there you go. There's some special bonus fucking footage, I guess. Whatever. Hey, that's the best reel you ever get, right there. There's a reel that. There's a little bit more personal.
I thought you had ended it too, and then it just says live over here still. I'm like, what the hell?